जलते रहसे Champions League एक हाथ गैस में हैंगुमन किक पे जब नरमने भाग दुल्हने भी दी दस्ते गोल एक गन्नाई सिक्सर से ने समरोक बिन्ने साथ देने We are one game one heart one game one heart Champions League this is where we start together we dream together we fight we are the champions Champions League में one game one heart Champions League साथ नहीं आरामने दिखने चाया करने एक सीने डरामियाने one game one heart Champions League where dreams take part raise your flags feel the art football one game one heart Champions League, forever we play the spirit of football. Leads
Sri Lanka Football Champions League, powered by TV Supreme.
Champions week number 4. It was an entertaining game between New Star and Police coming in the winners in that game. And of course Java Lane, dominant performance against Serendip, because all posed for Saunders versus Solid today. We have an interesting game tomorrow as well, St. Mary's versus Pelicans. But for now, apologies later during the day, but for now it's Saunders versus Solid who will be taking center stage here. The referees and the players will be taking their place for a few formalities before the beginning of the match. And all to play for both these teams as well. Saunders sitting at an uncharacteristic 4th place in this points table today. Of course, 2 of the teams above them have played 4 matches each, while they've only played 3. However, quite uncharacteristic to see Saunders at place number 4, because they've been a dominant team. They've been unbeaten. However, twice before they've faced off in a draw, and with only 1 win under their belt, they're at 4th place, while Solid is still looking for a win in this Super 8 round. Of course, they've got the names, they've got the potential to get that win today, but Saunders, having been the dominant force, will be an uphill task for them. And these are the officials who will take you through the game today. It's Chatura Maduranga, referee, who will be in the middle of the pitch. It will be assisted by Hirantha Piumal and Sampath Liyanagudamardana in the sidelines. And of course, the 4th official, Dinesh Pitigala. Players posing for one final photograph before taking center stage. Goes in their usual yellow jersey, you will be having Saunders, and wearing white today will be Solid SC. Those are the 2 captains. Indiva Udar for Saunders, who has been quite exceptional in this latter half of the tournament in that midfield for them, joining in with Abdul Aziz in that midfield and giving Saunders some sort of stability. Of course, Jnana Rupan, captain for Solid, being a forward himself, he'll be looking to get some goals under his belt today and lead his team to that elusive victory in this Super 8 round. And after the toss, it looks like it will be Solid playing on the left of the pitch and Saunders in the right. And these are the team lineup, because we'll be having Saunders playing with 5 defenders. Will be SK Priyadarshana, AMM Nalim, Mohamed Fauzan, Clovis Frank and Samir Pereira. And in the midfield, you'll be having the captain Indiva Udara and Abdul Aziz. And in the front 3, you'll be having Ziad Mufazzal, Patum Gimhan and Roger Felipe, while you'll be having Alisane in goal, the only overseas goalkeeper in this tournament so far. And boy, has he done an exceptional job for Saunders. Of course, Solid will be playing with 3 defenders today in Daniel Arubison, Robinson Reynolds and Obina Stanley. And in their midfield, they'll be having Nesarasa, Anthony Ramesh, Julius, Reggie Dishan. And they'll be having 5 attackers, Kennedy John Raj, Henry Chibuze, Sri Murildaran Jabesh, Jnana Rupan, of course, the captain, and Mensa Prince, who will be playing a sort of central attacking midfield role. And of course, in goal, we'll be having Tevadas Nilujan as well.
3, 2, 1.
And with the countdown, we are off here. Will be Solid taking first touch. And Solid looking to build from the back here. Will be interesting to see Solid's formation with ball in hand. With ball in possession, rather. Early on, we're having a slight stoppage in the game. Looks like Daniel Arbison just copped a blow to his leg by the looks of it. However, it looks like play will resume here. Ball still in possession with Solid. It's interesting to see the formation these teams will be playing with as well. Saunders now with first possession in this game. They are looking for that cross. Wall of white defenders there who are quick to get to the ball. Saunders fighting for possession here in the midfield. Both teams, it looks like, are playing with a little bit of nerves here in this opening half of the game. These opening few minutes as well. And here's Saunders, and it looks like the goalkeeper for Solid has come in clutch there. That's Tevadas Nilujan. Oh my dear, what an opportunity. Sensational cross right into Clovis Frank there. Just unable to finish it. But once again now, here's Saunders with an opportunity still in the box. Defender does just enough to push him away. Still haven't seen Solid, although they've had more possession of the ball, creating a chance here in these opening few minutes. And of course, we do know that these first 15 minutes and the last 15 minutes are always crucial for any of these teams who are looking to make an impact. Of course, playing with a lot of nerves in those first 15 minutes before settling down. Here's Saunders once again with the cross. Saunders still with ball in possession. And Spathum Gimhan attempts to dribble past, but loses possession to Solid. Nothing clearance there, and a wayward shot as well by Roger Felipe. Usually accustomed to seeing much better attempts at goal from him, but this time not disturbing the goalkeeper at all. And here's Saunders once again. Saunders with another opportunity. And once again, it's Nilujan who comes out on top. And what a sensational first few minutes Nilujan is having. Saunders will be pretty disappointed with that and the previous opportunity as well. Two golden opportunities for them to come out on top here. Two golden opportunities to put pressure early on in this Solid outfit, who's still looking for that first win in this tournament. Here's Pathum Gimhan once again. Backtracking quite well and winning that ball for himself, the captain. Daru. Not the best of build-ups there. Saunders once again. Wayward shot from Solid. First attacking threat in this game. Here's that previous opportunity. Pathum Gamehan only had to get the ball past the goalkeeper there. Did everything to get the ball into his possession, to steal the ball, but just not getting the finish right. Yes, Saunders now. Clovis Frank getting the ball back, looking for support, but surrounded by a wall. Udara losing possession again. And here's Solid now. And it looks like be an easy offside call for the referee. Just not delaying that run enough. Yes, Saunders now. Pathum Gimhan in this left wing. He's been creating some sort of havoc, but just unable to capitalize on the chances that he has created. Mohamed Fauzan. Not the best of attacks once again. Foul early on. Anthony Ramesh getting himself in between the defenders and the ball and milking a foul, but to no avail so far. Here's the captain, Udare. Attacking opportunity. Hasn't been called for offside yet. And it looks like, in that instance, Solid had done everything right, but just couldn't finish off once again. wayward shot. Seen a lot of those in this game so far. So many opportunities as well, one-on-ones with the goalkeeper that haven't been finished because we are still in the opening quarter of the game. Because it looks like the players haven't really settled down as of yet. But here's another opportunity for Solid. Not the ideal through ball there. Well negotiated by the Saunders defense.
Scorching day here at the Racecourse.
Long ball, looking for his attacker. Here's the captain Udara, losing possession once again, and now Clovis Frank to Pathum Gimhan. Pathum Gimhan gets to the ball, and it's an opportunity for Saunders, and it's Saunders who finally get that goal and break the deadlock in these opening few minutes.
Brilliant stuff from Saunders. Through ball to find Pathum Gimhan. Pace he has. Loving put that ball right across the face of the goal for an easy finish for the youngsters, Yad Mufazzal.
That will definitely make them feel comfortable now, Saunders. And the goalkeeper, who has done a brilliant job so far, that's Nilujan. This time just isn't able to collect that ball, just allows it to bounce past him, and that's easy pickings for Ziad Mufazzal. Solid now still chasing a victory in this Super 8 round. Will be under a lot of pressure. They've lost 3 games so far. It's up to the coach to make sure that Solid as a team gets their mentality right, because once a team sort of gets used to being on the back foot all the time, sort of also get used to repeating those patterns, there'll be a lot of mental fortitude that will be needed if they are to dig themselves out of this hole as well.
The perfect example would be yesterday's early kickoff, Bilal. Police also having lost all their games. Were 2-0 down at half-time. Look like they will concede a bit more come the second half, but completely different story in that second half, where they scored 3 goals in a space of 6-7 minutes to completely change the complexion of the game against New Star.
And New Star being such a solid team as well, with their attack and defense also, was something that none of us really saw coming. And the Solid fans will be hoping that here's a little bit of fumble by the goalie once again, but well recovered. Like I was saying, the Solid fans will be hoping that they take inspiration from that win by Police.
The bad news for Solid would be that usually Saunders comes alive after around the 5 p.m. mark, because that's the time that they come to practice at Prize Park. And past matches also suggest that Saunders, who have conceded few goals in the early kickoff, but for Solid, who does their training in Kilinochi. Should be okay with these conditions. Very familiar. Jan Ruben trying to find Henry Chibuezi on that left. Saunders missed the presence of Ziad Mufassal last week against Java Lane. One of their star players this season, who really controlled their previous game against Java Lane in that group stage. Fauzan, Sanjuga Priyadarshana, back to Fauzan. Indri Udara, the skipper, trying to find Pathum Gimhan. Can be John Raj dispossessed. Saunders playing the game in the opposition half.
Good pressing here by Saunders. Having a high press, making sure they win the ball anytime there's a chink in the Solid defense's armor. And here's Solid now, solitary striker up there. He's waiting for support. He finds it, and here's Solid. Just lets go of another opportunity for themselves, and immediately on the counter is Saunders, Captain Udara. Onto that right wing, just unable to control that ball. Goalkeeper does well to negate that. Pathum Gimhan surrounded by defenders, and a good little footwork there. Find some space for Solid. Here's Solid now. Still unable find that man. Tempers flaring here just a little bit in this opening half. Was the frustration. Might also have snaked its way into these Solid players, given the fact that they are unable to stitch up any sort of attack so far. Their defense has looked quite good, but that transition from defense to attack has just lacked any sort of control and any sort of spark, I might say. These senior players from Solid will have to take the leadership here. Castle in the midfield for the ball. Solid comes out on top. Once again, Saunders, of course, playing 4 defenders in the back, and also looks like 2 central defensive midfielders who are making sure they stick and cut off any passing lanes into that lone striker who's up there for Solid. Taken quickly here. Tussle for the ball. Saunders come out on top. Yes, Saunders in the attack. Saunders in the box now. Referee won't be happy with that. Once again, feels like emotions are just boiling up a little bit here. Some aggression from the solid players.
And Shibuya clattering into the body of Fauzan.
Saunders also, after having done so well in that first round, now they are still unbeaten, but they only have one win under their belt, 2 draws for their name. chances for themselves here. It's Captain Udara with the throw in, and it looks like they have won themselves a corner. Attacking set piece for Saunders. Four players inside that box. Will be interesting to see where Udara goes. Just falls on top of the net there. Doesn't find any of his players. Ambitious effort. Although not the result he would have expected. Lujan with the long ball once again. Jana Rupan hovering in between those three defenders, and here's Chibuze. Not the ideal pass there to his counterpart in the front. Here's Solid now. Once again lacking support. But it looks like been a foul that's called in favor of Solid. Jana Rupan able to milk that situation for himself, and now they are in prime possession here. Solid SC, they are still chasing a win. Is this the opportunity for them to score the equalizer here? We are nearing the half-hour mark. It would be ideal for them. Mensa Prince, Jana Ruben around that ball. Wall of yellow. And they go for goal. And it just pings that post there. Here's the replay. Just grazes past the outside of that net. Here's Mensa Prince losing possession. Now counter by Saunders. Udara with a beautiful pass into Pathum Gimhan. And is this the second goal for Saunders? Yes, it is. Beautiful passage of play. Sensationally done. And it's Roger Felipe who gets the goal for himself.
Goal for Saunders, jersey number 44, Roger Felipe.
And then Captain Udara with that pass over the top to Gimhan. And what a cross from Gimhan there. Curves right into Felipe's feet. Felipe just guides the ball using his shin. Wonderfully done. That's the second goal for Saunders. Solid found themselves in the familiar position of having to play catch up once again.
Poor defensive work from Daniel Anderson and Robinson Reynolds at that far post. Should have easily put the ball away out for a corner. Especially from Robinson Reynolds. And we see that hike towards the goal. Nearly finding Finding an unlikely goal for Solid. Just over half an hour gone in this match.
Yes, Saunders on the attack once again. They've got around 5 to 6 men in that box, hovering around that area. Udara. Beautiful pass to Pathum Gimhan. But Gimhan finding himself offside there. It feels like Solid has just been shaken up a little bit by these 2 goals. And Saunders finding their usual rhythm of play now. John Raj attempting dribble pass but just losing the ball. Good press. Mohamed Fauzan doing well. Pereira to Abdulaziz, who looks for his right wing. Still looking for an opportunity here. Saunders, beautiful bit of skill there to just go past the defense. Taking too much time on the ball in that instance. Solid winning the ball for themselves. Here's Mensa Prince trying to orchestrate something here. Just delaying that pass to his wing a little too long. Kennedy John Raj was going for that run, but that delay has allowed for Saunders to create a counter. But before that, Solid puts a stop to it, but Saunders still in possession. Pereira to Captain Udara, who looks for Pathum Gimhan. Pathum Gimhan nudges that ball into space. Just didn't have enough pace there to get to the ball. And it's a big, solid defender who gets to it first and makes the clearance. Mohamed Fauzan. Good run by him. Looks like he's playing a box-to-box type of defense. Nevertheless, they've won themselves a corner. Udara with the cross. Here goes Udara. Ball still in play. Bounces right in front of goal, but the defenders have done just enough. Chibuze. Wins the ball for his team there. Chibuze asking for the ball, but just a little too late to get that out. And it's things like that that will actually impact any plays these players are trying to create. Slight delay in passes will just hinder the vision of the players who usually make those plays. We've seen a lot of that from Solid. That's exactly why players like Udara in that midfield for Saunders have done extremely well. They know their options. They know the playbook. Here's John Raj. Solid just losing that ball once again. Good bit of control there, attempting to find Pathum Gimhan. Again, what a workload he has. And here's Chibuze. Gotten to the ball first. But called offside. Looks like there will be a substitution. Robinson Reynolds taken out. Thayaparan Tanusian in for him.
Double substitution for Solid.
Looks like
Jersey
there will
number
be
4,
a
Robinson Reynolds
change
is replaced by jersey number 99,
in the goal as well.
Jersey number 20, Thevadas Nilujan is replaced by jersey number 1, J. Amal Raj.
Amal Raj coming in for Nilujan. Alisane will pass to his right back, but referee will be calling play back once again, and this time Alisane goes to the opposite side. Long ball employed, doesn't find either of his forwards. Here's John Raj now. John Raj with space in front of him. Here's John Raj. Well intercepted. Here's Saunders once again. Pathum Gimhan. Throw-in taken quickly to John Raj. John Raj surrounded by a couple of defenders. And loses possession of the ball, and it's been impressive how Saunders have managed to keep up the intensity of the game, keep up the intensity of the press, despite reaching almost final few minutes of this first half. Just not getting it right that instance. Here's Roger Felipe. To John Raj once again, looking for that count, and John Raj having space. Not a lot of support. John Raj goes for a mighty cross, but is met with the solid defense. Ball will trickle out of play. Some frustration by Chibuze as well. Solid has been knocking on the door of that goal. Fortunately, just not hard enough. They've been quite slow on that transition, as we discussed before. That has hampered any sort of attacking progress. That has given, although John Raj did make some good runs, enough of time for the solid defenders, for the Saunders defenders, apologies, to get back and compose themselves and anticipate the passes that would be coming out of John Raj as well, because he in the previous two occasions also had limited options. Definitely something that Solid will have to discuss as they go into half time. Here's John Raj once again. Once again, just some wayward passes that we are seeing that Saunders properly capitalize on. Final 5 minutes of regulation time in this first half here. Saunders are looking for the third goal. Here's Udara this time, playing on the wing. Udara will be looking for that cross, but this time it's Roger Felipe. Here's Felipe now. Udara looking for that cross, goes for that far post, and it knocks on the post. Oh my goodness. Living dangerously here is Solid. Brilliant bit of play by Saunders. The header taken and just knocking the post. And once again, Saunders will be looking for another opportunity here. Had that goal gone in, would have been one for the highlight reel, most definitely. Once again, the defense of Solid just looking a bit complacent. They are giving the Saunders wingers enough space to take their own time. Corner taken quickly. And the pass, the clearance goes right out. Saunders will be knocking on that door once again. Udara to Pathum Gimhan. Finding Ziad Mufazzal this time in that left wing. Looks like he has gone down. Here's Ziad Mufazzal to Mohammad Fawzan. Mufazzal again. Good bit of clearance. But immediately back. And Solid. Saunders playing with an advantage. Apologies. Looks like time has elapsed for that advantage. And here's Chibuze now. There will be 2 minutes of extra time here. Here's Solid.
Minimum of 2 minutes of added time.
Battling for that ball. They finally got it. Not the best of passes there. And I doubt that was the correct option. Yes, Saunders once again on the charge here. Uncharacteristic mistake from Saunders forward. And here's Chibuze once again. Chibuze looking for options. Chibuze finds none. And I completely understand Chibuze's frustration here. Time and time again, both Chibuze and John Raj have made those runs in that right wing, but they just haven't found enough of support. And they're going for goal. Saunders, wave after wave of attack. Solid just too complacent here. Mensa Prince. Here's John Raj and Chibuze this time in the middle. John Raj going for that glory shot. goes wayward.
Ladies and gentlemen, the halftime score is Saunders 2.
And that's halftime here at the Racecourse International Stadium. Saunders with a dominating first half.
Champions League, ek hada gas mein, hanguman kick pe, java naramenne, bhagi dulanne bhidi dasde goal ek gannai sit sarasenne, samarok venne sabdeta denne. We are one game, one heart. One game, one heart, Champions League. This is where we start. Together we dream, together we fight. We are the champions. Under the light. දෙන්නේ Champions League में අරබෙන්නේ One game, one heart Champions League සටනයි අරබෙන්නේ හිමි දෙන්නේ ජය ගන්නේ එක සීනට අපි යන්නේ One game, one heart Champions League where dreams take part Raise your flags, feel the art Football, one game, one heart One dream, one star One game, one heart Champions League, forever we play The spirit of football leads away
Sri Lanka Football Champions League. Powered by TV Supreme.
And we are back at the Racecourse International Stadium. We'll be bringing you live action in this week number 4 match against Saunders and Solid. Saunders SC, a dominant first half, putting them 2 goals ahead. Solid SC still searching for victory. Tactically, that first half wasn't the best. They always only had one channel of attack in creating any chances, and that was their right wing, where they went for Chibuze and John Raj, and it looked like a lot hinged on those 2 players. But something the Solid fans would like to see more of course, is the ball going through their attacking midfielder Mensa Prince as well. Immediately starting off, Saunders attempt to launch an attack. Have Chibuze there looking for that run, slightly delaying it, looking for that pass. Chibuze finding himself offside. And here's John Raj now. John Raj will be looking for a pass, and John Raj just falls in front of the keeper. Alessane, of course, like we did mention before, the only overseas keeper in this tournament. And what a job he has done so far for his team. Coming up clutch. Here's Saunders now. Captain Udara, back heel pass to Ziad. Udara in the wing now. Will be looking for that cross. Here's Udara. Only finds the defender in that instance, but intercepted there. And here's Roger Felipe, who has been brought down illegally. And a free kick for Saunders. Apologies, it looks like ball has trickled. And it will be a corner for Saunders. Indeed, Udara will be looking for his players in the box. Udara straight into the hands of the substitute goalkeeper, Amal Raj. Saunders, however, still looking to be the team to open the scoring. They are not being complacent here at all. Something you love to see. Will be a throw in for Saunders. Nalim looking for a long throw there. Just a bit of deception, and it goes into the feet of Clovis Frank. Good bit of defense by Solid. An immediate counter. Chibuze gets the ball. Chibuze, just a lapse of concentration there, allows the Saunders defense to grasp it from his feet. Once again, Mensa Prince giving the ball away cheaply. Cleverly won by Saunders as well. Maintaining that press. Clovis Frank attempting to find some space. And here's a tussle for the ball here. Roger Felipe going head to head with the solid defense. Priya Darhana. Once again, tenacious defense. And a beautiful through into Ziad Mufazzal. And Ziad Mufazzal will be looking for that pass into the box. And it looks like there's a yellow card for diving, is it? We'll wait and see. From the replay, that's what it looks like. Looks like the captain will have a yellow card to his name. Not the ideal situation to have your main playmaker having to walk on eggshells. Here's Udar to Ziad Mufazzal. Not the best touch there. Once again, an almost nothing pass. She loves the ball to go into Saunders' possession, and the goalkeeper will attempt to launch an attack here. Beautiful bit of footwork by Nalim there to get his team into space, and Udar is flicking it on to Ziad Mufazzal. Just misreading that pass there, but they win it for themselves. And a through ball that finds none of his players. An anticlimactic finish to that passage of play, but promising signs for Saunders once again. They're looking quite fluid in that attack and still maintaining that high press, which has really suffocated any chance of making any plays here for Solid. Here's John Raj in the attack. And here's Chibuze, who was looking for that ball. Defense does well to get in between him and the ball. Mufazzal making a run. Here's Mufazzal. Nalim running alongside him. Looks like Solid are unable to find any answers to the performance Saunders has been putting up. And it continues just like it did in the first half. Here's John Raj. Lob into Chibuze. And Chibuze now with the goal at his mercy. And that's the first goal for Solid. They've got a goal to their name, and is this the comeback that Solid have been looking for? And it comes close to the 55th minute, and they'll be definitely hoping that the captain
Moving for solid jersey number 12, Yaraloba
has sparked something here for his team. Good composure there by the captain to just get to that ball, make that strike in that first instance itself, and good bit of footwork by Chibuze also to get it past the keeper. And the solid fans will be hoping that that's exactly the sort of inspiration that can give them a comeback here at the Racecourse International Stadium. Fourth game they are playing in this Super 8 round. They've definitely shown that they have the talent to be here. Simply executing their game plan. Mensa brings unintentional foul. Once again, some aggression, and that will be awarded with a yellow card. Rightly so. John Raj. Massive boot to his fellow opposite number. Catherine Gimhan on the wing has been quite exceptional for Saunders. Solid, just have to make sure that they ride this wave of momentum that they've created for themselves. Immediately after they scored a goal, they have contributed towards a stoppage in play, and these sort of stoppages can give the opposite team an opportunity to just compose themselves, and also kills any sort of momentum you have created for yourself. That yellow card might be costly in more ways than one for Solid SC. Okay, maybe John Raj. It's been pretty great for Solid so far.
Jersey number 23,
Will be kicking himself.
is replaced by jersey number 30.
And it looks like there will be a substitution here. Danuka Dhananjay coming on for Mohammad Fauzan. Saunders immediately in Solid's box. Solid taking it quickly here. Tayabaran doing well, keep possession. Tayabaran once again loses possession this time. Spanton Gimhan on the wing. Yes, Saunders. Looks like there will be another yellow. The third yellow in this game. Referee certainly putting his foot down. Setting the tone. Making sure the message is clear that he will not entertain any sort of foul play. And what this has done is it's given opportunity for Saunders in prime attacking position here. And in the previous free kick taken from around this distance, we saw Pereira going for goal. Still have Pereira hovering around that ball. This time it looks like it's Mufazzal who will be making the shot or the decoy run. And here's Mufazzal. Ball is deflected. And it looks like it will be a corner. So not a bad result. Not the expected result. However, not a bad result for Saunders. Gives Udara another opportunity to perfect his corner. Finds no one there and just trickles out of play, and it will be restart for Solid. Here's Mensa Prince on the ball. Good bit of recovery there by Solid, and here's Chibuze. Goalkeeper gets to it first. A little overcooked that through ball. Mensa Prince doing well again. This time a huge punt into the path of Kennedy John Raj. Kennedy John Raj to Chibuze. To John Raj once again. John Raj is gliding into the box here. John Raj will find Jnana Rupan, who isn't able to emulate the same play, same shot from before. Alisane is not happy with his defenders there. Looks like there is a player down also. Just getting Clovis Frank on the back of his leg.
Important last 30 minutes for both teams. This should be the time that Saunders will ideally get into their rhythm, find themselves under pressure. There's Abdul Aziz. Haven't had the fluidity that they had in that first half, Saunders. They do have the likes of Mohammad Zaid on the bench, who should be coming on in the next 10 or so minutes. There's another through ball here for Clovis Frank. No one there to get on the end of it.
Here's Nalim with the throw in to Clovis Frank, who has been dispossessed of the ball. Clearance by Solid. Jnana Rupan surrounded by a swarm of yellow. Mistake here. Mistake has given Saunders possession of the ball. And here's Clovis Frank now. And an opportunity for Roger Felipe, who doesn't get it right. And oh my goodness, beautiful bit of goal line clearance there. Fancy effort going for that bicycle kick, but just doesn't get it right. Here's that effort once again. Brilliantly done. Long ball. tackles out of touch once again. And here's Chibuze now making that run. Chibuze met with two defenders and once again finding no support, no immediate support. Chibuze on the left wing this time. Here's Mensa Prince, who makes that cross to Kennedy John Raj, who's able to get to the ball but just unable to get it into the back of the net. Solid is playing with around 4 to 5 forwards, which is why it's surprising to see the numbers that are actually committed forward in attack. Long ball, attempting to find Chibuze, but possession has been exchanged now into Pathum Gimhan. Saunders midfield now, just attempting to draw some of the defense. Still in possession. Alessani to his defense. Building from the back here, Saunders. Beautifully threaded pass, just almost hugging that touchline. Udara being pressed. And Udara has lost possession. It's not something you see often, maybe just a little too overconfident there. And play on calls the ref. Here's Saunders. Intercepted well. Into Chibuze. Chibuze to Prince. John Raj getting in the mix there. Now John Raj unable to get that shot off or find any other players. Yes, Clovis Frank. It's not getting that pass right, and it looks like there will be a substitution. Mohamed Zaid coming on for Ziad Mufazzal, the goal scorer. And, interesting substitution, of course. Ziad Mufazzal having scored that goal. And Mohamed Zaid also. He's no slacker. He's quite adept in the wing there. We've seen how he can move. And a good bit of footwork there to go past that defense. Go past that solid player. Yes, Saunders now once again. Saunders losing possession. Chibuze giving it right back. Yes, Saunders now moving forward once again. Pathum Gimhan on that wing. Interesting to see that there has been a positional change for Saunders when they have the ball in hand. Captain Udara, who played mostly in that midfield region, also has moved forward into that wing, into the right wing. And Clovis Frank has just dropped back a little bit. Interchanging with Roger Felipe to cover that midfield area. Interesting to note that change. Here's Nalim. Will be looking for his winger, Udara. Nalim will keep making that run. Nalim going for that cross. Done well there by Amal Raj. Pereira moving up. John Raj getting the ball for his team. Making a run is Tanusian. Just not finding Mensa Prince that time. Here's a shot straight into the hands of Alisane. John Raj. And a shot goes past the face of goal, finding the keeper, Alisane, out of his line. Had that been on target, would have definitely been in the back of the net for Solid. And it's half chances like that that you have to take when you're playing against a possession dominant team like Saunders. They like to keep the ball for themselves, not giving away possession easily, while most teams do opt for that long ball. Saunders is one of those few teams that in the restart choose to build from the back, and that's because they know that they can frustrate their opponents if they play their cards right. And here's another counter-attacking opportunity, and Janarupan will be there. Janarupan, ball in hand, he dribbles past one, goes past the other, and is unable to find the goal, find the back of the net. Janarupan, a golden chance to score the equalizer. Usually with good composure, this time just goes past that post.
Shocker from Janaruban as he went to take that shot. He just dug his foot into the ground rather than into the ball. Maybe he was looking for a chip over the goalkeeper, but nonetheless should have had that shot on target.
That looks like there will be a handball, which will give Solid another free kick opportunity. Solid, apologies, Saunders, another free kick opportunity. Saunders living a bit dangerously here. Had that shot from Janarupan gone in, they would have found themselves once again on equal footing like they have multiple times in this Super 8 round so far. They would like a bit more of a cushion here, and they can get that if the set piece goes accordingly. Captain Udara has 3 inside the box. Clovis Frank and Roger Felipe alongside Pathum Gimhan, but finds neither as the ball goes harmlessly above the goal. Once again, Solid in the counter attack, guilty of not committing enough players to the front. Stanley, long ball into Chibuze. Saunders with possession. Saunders well dealt with there by Stanley, making the Saunders player overrun, controlling the ball quite well. Solid now have an opportunity for a crossfield pass, but doesn't do that. Passes backwards instead. Tanusian making that run. Ball booted in the hope of finding Chibuze. Here's Jana Ruben. Good bit of deft footwork there. Too much in that pass to the forward. Alisane coming out of the box and making that clearance. Here's Mensa Prince now. One-on-one with Nalim. Here's Chibuze. Tanusian loses the ball. Tanusian just a tug of the shirt there, and that will be enough for Roger Felipe to milk that foul. And immediately Saunders find themselves countering once again. Here's Felipe. Beautiful pass to the captain Udara. And Udara just loses his footing and doesn't get the ideal connection for that cross. But here he is once again on his feet, pressing the player, and he has won the ball back. This is dogged play by Saunders, keeping that intensity up even as we go into that final quarter of the game. Here's John Raj now. John Raj still going. 3-on-3 opportunity, John Raj. John Raj still with the ball in hand. And here's Mensa Prince. Mensa Prince now going for that cross, finding Chibuze, and it's a goal. And Chibuze scores the equalizer. Sensational celebration, and Saunders have now found themselves on equal footing again in this game. And the second half has definitely come alive for Solid here. Despite not playing the best of their football, they've been able to create 2 chances. And they've capitalized on both. And Chibuze, great composure by Mensa Prince and Chibuze to finish off that opportunity. They knew they had the height advantage. Brilliant bit of flair. That's exactly what we were talking about, getting Mensa Prince more involved in the attack as well. Now Saunders, despite playing exceptionally well for most of this game, in these last 15 minutes have found themselves wanting another goal here if they are to secure 3 points for themselves. Good bit of pressing there to win the ball back, but what can they do with the ball in their possession? Immediately momentum has swung towards Solid, and Saunders will be finding themselves in a little bit of pressure as well, because they know they've only won 1 game so far out of their 3 matches. They'll be desperately looking for a victory here as well. Where on the other hand, Solid are still looking for that elusive win in this Super 8 round. So 2 teams for whom a win here will mean a lot. Here's Pereira looking for Roger Felipe. who has moved into that midfield there. Gets the pass away, but intercepted by Solid. Solid now looking for Chibuze, and done quite well there by Alisane to disrupt that attack. Here's Saunders on the counter. Pathum Gimhan. Captain Udara looking for his signature flick, but doesn't work. Back heel flick, but doesn't work this time. Udara to Gimhan once again. Gimhan going forward. Gimhan, ball still at his feet. Disrupted well, and that should have been a better pass to Chibuze there. Janarupan guilty of perhaps wasting another chance. That definitely was an overlap. Because Janarupan and Chibuze. Yes, Chibuze on the ball once again. Less defenders. And Chibuze goes for goal. Janarupan was free. Chibuze looking for a second goal for himself. Apologies, that was Mensa Prince. In these final few minutes, Saunders' defense has just looked a little bit lackluster as well. And referee says it's play on. And here's John Raj. John Raj. Ability to find one of his players into Mensa Prince, and Mensa Prince goes for goal. But well defended there. Here's Janarupan once again to Mensa Prince. Mensa Prince. Huge boot. Just doesn't find goal. He had Chibuze on his right, but decides to back himself. Just doesn't get it right this time. Living dangerously here, Saunders. After that brilliant first half performance, seeing Saunders, seeing this scoreline rather, is not something that most of us would have expected. However, Solid in these dying minutes have able to breathe some life into the game. Yes, Saunders now looking to create an impact here. Yes, Saunders, will he be looking for that cross? No, still no. Into the captain. Captain with some deft footwork. He already has a yellow card for diving. We'll have to be a bit more careful there. Udara. Collision there. In midfield, in the middle of the ground. Ref calls play back, making sure Chibuze is all right. We've reached the last 10 minutes of regulation time here. Both teams 2 goals apiece. They have around 6 to 7 minutes to make a comeback here. And Solid in the counter. John Raj with the ball at his feet to Chibuze. Chibuze, Janarupan. Janarupan to Prince, and Prince goes for the shot but finds a wall of defenders. Here's Saunders now, end-to-end stuff here. Here's the captain once again, who has moved into that midfield. Doesn't find his man this time. High press by the captain. Momentary disruption, but to no avail. And here's Chibuze. And play on, says the ref. Good pass there by the captain, Janarupan. Here's Udara now as well to get to that ball. Pereira, apologies. To the winger who isn't able to control it this time. Mohammad Zaid. Here's Saunders once again going forward. Captain Udara to Clovis Frank. Mohammad Zaid doesn't get it right this time, and here's Pereira playing up front, and there will be a substitution. Mohammad Fatih coming on for Abdulaziz.
Abdulaziz is replaced by jersey number 16, Mohammad Fatih.
Saunders will be hoping that Mohammad Fatih can make an impact, but here's the cross in these dying minutes. Ball still alive here. Going for a goal, but sails harmlessly above the crossbar. Here's Solid now, finding Chibuze. Chibuze to Janarupan. Janarupan just has to find Chibuze, but Alesane will not allow that to happen as he comes off his line and intercepts that pass. Yes, Pereira now playing in the midfield from defense. Alesane once again doing extremely well to get to that ball first. What a performance he's put on today. And Saunders fans will be hoping that they can hold on in these dying minutes. And here's Janarupan now. Janarupan just has to score. And Solid have found themselves leading in the lead for the first time in the final few minutes of regulation time. And the stadium is in shock. The Saunders fans have been silenced.
Number 12, Janarupan Vinod.
And in this final quarter of the game, we've seen a flurry of goals. We'll be having Alexson coming on for Tanusian. Tanusian has done exceptionally well for Solid. And is Saunders looking at the first defeat, their first defeat in this Super 8 round. Time and time again, they found themselves level with the opponent, but this time it's Solid who's able to get into the lead with around 3 minutes remaining in regulation time. Will Saunders be able to strike back? They have the potential to. But once again, Saunders, Janarupan unable to get to that ball, just a bit overcooked that pass. Saunders' defense definitely lacking in this final quarter of the game. Tense few minutes here for both these teams. Solid will be hoping against hope that they can hold on to this lead, and Saunders, their team egged on by their fans here at the Racecourse International Stadium to make a comeback, to at least salvage this game with a draw. Play momentarily paused. Was Saunders will be hoping that these few minutes are added after regulation time is over. Some tense faces in the audience there. This is not something they would have been expecting. Their team, their unbeaten team, Saunders, going down to Solid, who have not yet found victory in this Super 8 round, and it would be, what a tale it would be if Solid are able to hang on. Dying minutes in this game. That is at least 2 minutes, 1.5 minutes that should be added to regulation time, to extra time, apologies. We've reached the final few seconds of regulation time here, and Solid is leading by 1. Can Saunders pull off some magic here?
5 minutes of added time.
There will be 5 minutes of additional time. 5 minutes for Saunders to make a comeback. 5 minutes to Saunders to score an equalizer. 5 minutes for Solid to hold on to this slender 1-goal lead here at the Racecourse International Stadium. And here's John Raj now. And it looks like that will be offside. Jana Ruben should have been more aware of that defensive line. Saunders' defense should definitely be studied in this final few minutes. In the final quarter, it has definitely looked quite fragile there. Ball going out of play that time. Hurried plays now. Amal Raj will take his time for the restart. Just kill off a few minutes here. Long ball into Jana Rupen. And the clearance goes out of play. 3 more minutes for Saunders to make a difference here. 3 more minutes for Solid to taste their first victory in this Super 8 round. And what a game, what a feeling it would be to defeat the unbeaten Saunders and get that victory for themselves. Would definitely boost their confidence. Ball into Mohammad Ziad. Mohammad Ziad has not seen a lot of crosses from his boot, although he definitely had a few chances. And here's a lob right into the box, and ball goes out of play, and this will be another opportunity for Solid to just slow things down a little bit. Seconds ticking away here. The referee wants play to resume. Amal Raj take his own sweet time. Another long ball into their front line. Here's Saunders into the path of Mohammad Ziad. Mohammad Ziad getting past one defender. Mohammad Ziad in the box now, but intercepted by the Solid defense. Apologies, Mohammad Zaid. And here's Kennedy John Raj with some fancy footwork. Doesn't get much purchase, but doesn't need to at this moment. Solid only needs to hold on. Here's another run by Solid across, hoping to find Jana Rupen. Here's Clovis Frank asking for the ball, asking for that run. Here's Pathum Gimhan going for goal there. That's well done by Amal Raj to get down on time. But here's another attacking set piece, a corner in these dying minutes. Is there some late minute drama here in this game? Just misses out. One minute or so for Solid. Here's Amal Raj once again. And it feels like Saunders have definitely been outplayed in this final quarter of the game. What a comeback by Solid SC. It was dominating performance by Saunders for the first 75 or so minutes, I would say. And then in that final quarter, high line played there by the Saunders defense. Can they create something here? Kennedy John Raj has gone down. There are 2 balls in the field of play as well. So will be momentarily paused. Good defensive awareness, however, too little too late for Saunders. Ball back in possession. And that's game. And it's Solid SC who have managed to come out with a victory. What a game we've had. Final minute yellow card there. in this Super 8 round. Could have won against Saunders, and we'll be moving on for a few interviews.